My name is Ed Kessler, and I'm the founding director of the Wolf Institute. I've come to realize that studying relations between faiths is no longer an optional extra, but a necessity for whatever profession or vocation you take. It is essential to have an understanding of other people's values and beliefs in order to know how to relate to them. In over 2 decades of teaching and writing about relations between Jews, Christians and Muslims, I have seen my students graduate with a deeper understanding and a greater knowledge of these faith encounters, as well as developing the skills that they then apply in their profession as teachers, doctors, civil servants, police officers, religious leaders and businessmen and women. Here at the Wolf Institute, we are pioneering courses on relations between Muslims and Jews, which are so often overshadowed by the conflict in the Middle East and by an increasing sense of insecurity felt by each community. A modern understanding of the situation needs to be informed by a knowledge of the sacred scriptures, facing up to the prejudice within as well as between communities, and upon an examination of the rise of modern political and religious Zionism. These are controversial subjects, but subjects we cannot ignore, since they impact not only on Muslims and Jews, but upon the entire global community. There is more to Muslim-Jewish relations than a history of conflict. There have been periods of fruitful cooperation and coexistence, which have often been overlooked. In this course, Muslims and Jews, the historical and contemporary encounter, we will look at the golden age of Spain and positive relations during the Ottoman period. We also examine the influence these periods have had on relations between Muslims and Jews, as well as ask whether they may be used as models of good practice for the modern period. Our course will look at how all these issues affect the lives of Muslims and Jews across the world today. Beyond the Middle East, we examine the British context and particularly the modern multicultural society. We look in Europe, where there is increasing Islamophobia and anti-Semitism, and we examine the United States, where the Muslim and Jewish communities appear to be growing further apart. So why not join us in tackling the biggest challenge of the 21st century, relations between faith communities and wider society?